But I want to talk to you just for a few moments right now about emotions and spiritual warfare. What we have been noticing, and there are patterns for all these things. When you are praying in the Spirit and when you are doing spiritual warfare, just like we are tracked by the enemy, so we learn to flip it. The enemy has tracked man, tempted man, studied man, and knows the weaknesses of man. So this is why the temptations are so pinpoint. This is why the accusations are so effective sometimes, why the temptations are so difficult sometimes, because he has been tracking us, following us, hunting us, as it were. But when you flip it, when the Spirit of truth comes to reprove the world of sin and of righteousness and of judgment because the prince of this world is judged, he's being cast out. So this is what we are doing right now in the Spirit. We're flipping it on him. And instead of him tracking us, we start tracking him by the Spirit. We start bringing down principalities and powers and rulers of the darkness of this world. We expose those spiritual wickednesses in high places. We bring it all down and we bring everything into the obedience of Christ. The Holy Spirit working through us helps us. So we begin to understand the patterns. So we begin to identify names of spirits, how those things operate. In the first century church, book of Revelation, you've suffered that woman Jezebel. I've seen the works of the Nicolaitans, the doctrine of the Nicolaitans. These are things that Jesus is exposing among them and saying that he's going to deal with. Same thing happens in the Spirit for us. We track these different spirits and learn their patterns. But we have been seeing right now a lot of, what I want to help somebody with today is that there is a reaction that's happening very similarly across several different spiritual intersections. So sometimes it's Jezebel, sometimes it's Athaliah, sometimes it's Leviathan. But there are specific attacks against emotion. And the emotion is intended to be amplified, and the goal is to push you into extremes. So emotions are amplified. Think about Jezebel with Elijah. Tomorrow about this time, I'm going to kill you. It's amplified. It echoes, those words echo, and it seems, what's happening? The gift of faith, when it operates, when the prophetic operates, okay, he's a prophet, highly sensitive. Everything is completely made aware to him. He's completely open in his spirit, and as such, he is out with all of his spiritual feeling and discernment. And then he has faith, and faith gives you boldness and gives you capacity to overcome natural law. It enhances, magnifies everything in the kingdom, helps us to see what God is doing. And so he runs faster than a chariot, prays 7 times till it rains. I mean, think about all these supernatural things that he did. So he is in a highly sensitive, super level of faith. But then those words hit him. And in this, I believe that she has the capacity to do this. This faith is used against him. His sensitivity emotionally, he feels it reverberate within him. I'm going to kill you. Retaliation. This is a spirit that attacks emotions and nervous systems. And it's designed to short circuit you and make you sabotage yourself. This is exactly what he does. And he disconnects from consciousness of God. He shifts over to consciousness of Jezebel, laying under a tree. I'm not ready. I'm not ready to do anything. I can't go anywhere. I'm exhausted. I can't believe I didn't win. I thought I'd won. I don't know what else to do. She's going to kill me tomorrow. I'm not worthy. I'm not any better than my forefathers. Just let me die now, God. So he's in deep depression and suicide. I mean, from that to that, extreme shifts. You'd call it bipolar if you were going to diagnose him. This is not bipolar. This is spiritual warfare. Some things are bipolar. Some things are spiritual warfare. This is not someone who's lost his mind. This is someone whose emotions are being attacked, and that spirit is amplifying everything, using his own gifts against himself. Spiritual warfare is oftentimes all around how you feel, and you have to learn to manage your emotions so that the enemy will not use your gifts and sensitivity and your desire for victory against yourself. This is the vulnerable spot that we have as human beings. This is the part that must be crucified with Christ. Just like we crucify our thoughts, just like we surrender our will, we have to surrender our emotions. Emotions are a very real part of spiritual warfare. And so sometimes what you have to do is let the emotion be experienced without making a conclusion or without allowing there to be any action. Now, I realize that this can be a hindrance or it can slow things down, but it'll be better for you to slow things down while you process your emotion than for you to say something or do something that you will regret later. Extremes. I've seen it hit people. They're doing awesome. Maybe they're singing. Maybe they're an intercessor. And then that thing will hit them and they'll feel completely like a failure, disconnected, like they had a bad thought, and that bad thought leads them into shame and guilt. That shame and guilt then leads them into depression. That depression then leads them into extreme feeling. I should just leave the church and run away. I'm not good for anybody. I should just save everybody their trouble. Extreme. Sometimes it can be an extreme thought comes into the mind of a leader. I can't believe that they would do that. Who do they think they are? I'm going to fire them right now. Are you kidding? Come on. That's not what they deserve. They said the wrong thing, but your punishment does not match. The thought in your mind doesn't match the correction. Way over the top. The enemy is trying to force you into a place where you will hurt good people because they made a stupid mistake. They poked you right in your emotion, right where you're insecure, right where you're afraid, right where you're anxious, right where you have a wound. Right where there's an experience and the enemy is saying, same thing, same people. Here they go again. No. Same spirit trying to get you to have the same bad experience. You got to learn from these things and not allow yourself to be pushed into extremes. And we've seen this over and over and over again. And it can happen on either side, a reaction to authority or an abuse of authority. This is the goal, is to get your emotions all stirred up where you push to extremes. You go from 0 to 100 in 3 seconds. And you have to recognize, that is a spirit that is amplifying everything. I'm not seeing this clearly. I do not need to react. I do not need to say whatever's on my mind right now. I need to step away from this situation. I need to create a gap. Maturity is when there's a gap between whatever is stimulating your action or stimulating your thoughts and your response. Immaturity is instant reaction. When I was a child, I spake as a child, and as a child, and thought as a child. What he's saying is I spoke first, then I understood, and then I said, man, I should have thought about that. So when you are mature, boom, you go from a stimulus and you go, I processed that. I know what you're trying to get me to do here, devil. No, that's not going to work. The God of peace will shortly bruise Satan under your feet. God of peace. Peace. Peace of God, which passes all understanding, will guard your heart and guard your mind. No, I'm going to stay in peace right now. I'm not going to allow my emotions to be disrupted. I'm going to keep my spirit open. I'm going to keep my heart full of love. I'm going to forgive. We're going to get through this. I'm going to believe in the best. I'm not going to let you destroy good people, good relationships, or even let me overreact to bad people. We're going to operate in wisdom. Everything we do will be with wisdom and not with reactionary emotion. And I hope this has helped you today. with spiritual warfare and emotions.